Incoming.
Don't mess with us.
Yeah, that didn't end well for him. This has been the best. This I've been wanting to. This has been the best gun I've picked up in a while. This sniper's awesome. I bought it. I didn't even find it. I bought it out of one of the vending machines. Yeah, I got a feeling jumping to that's probably not the best idea. Safety save. No, I'm not actually sure. The scope's pretty good, but this one is here, I'll show you. This one does 578 DPS. It's 289 damage per shot. I've got a suppressor on it. It's the Exacto sight's a little better than the Extenda sight, and it's got an additional armor damage mod to it. It's down 20% condition, so we do more damage than that. Yeah, it just wrecks shit. Space Crime Continuum. Alright.
This is the part where I take over, Captain. Do not fret. I've been cracking systems like these for years. I do so love when you jest with me. I will take that as an intended distraction from the stress of all that could go terribly and excruciatingly wrong should I fail.
Oh yeah, you did miss it. Like to finish the Vicar's quest.
Got it. Easy as mock apple pie. I must humbly concur. Not too shabby indeed.
So I did. Looks like I did bring the right guy. All right, let's do a safety save and then try to. Woof. Okay. I gotta admit, listening to them fall is kind of funny. Oh, hey, there's the... That did our quest. That's the science weapon. I mean, this was rather conspicuous being here. Alright, well, let's get back to where we're supposed to be at. And there. Center's in our midst. So to complete his quest, you know, he's on this whole, like, he had this book with all these philosophical teachings, and he's on this whole crisis of faith thing. So we end up finding this hermit that can translate his book, but instead of translating his book, she's like, well, it's not going to do you any good because it's going to take you decades to understand what it's saying out of. So, but here's the thing, you know, I have this little I have this room over here, and if you want to do ayahuasca, then y'all can all you can have a transcendental trip, and it should help you understand it faster. So me and him got high on ayahuasca and took some kind of trip into another dimension, and it was hilarious. Like, so now he's all like transcendental and all this other stuff. It's pretty fascinating. it's not what I was expecting to happen at the end of it. I wasn't expecting this game to have an ayahuasca trip.
This town must have looked mighty grand when it was built.
This is what you get when a corporation takes a dump and walks off without cleaning it up.
Yeah. Oh, all I knew is that Obsidian made it, and that it's like, it's based on the gameplay of New Vegas, and I mean it's cribbed a lot of New Vegas. It's cribbed a lot from Borderlands. It's been pretty fascinating to tell the truth, but
Like wrapped among the rocks.
see if we can get a.
Captain!
Ah, god dang it! Shit! That fires. God, it's still alive.
We are victorious.
These things are not. These stupid mantiqueens are not very fun. But I mean, I didn't know what to expect other than that. That it was basically, it was like a lot of it was like Fallout New Vegas in space. I never got any. Like, they never went. I live in Marshall County, Alabama. They never went off for us. But I work in Huntsville, you know, a little north of here. That's Madison County. And they went out, and Huntsville had tornado warnings, so they went out like very extreme North Huntsville. So they went off there. But we never really had any bad weather. We just had a good rain and a little bit of thunder. Is about all I had here. Oh, we're under like constant. We've been under tornado watch for 6 days, like 6 straight days. Like, we joke North Alabama is just like permanent. This time of year is permanent tornado watch. I don't like killing the little rats. I'm not a fan. Increase sprint speed. Okay. Care about that. Anything else I need to check out around here?
Perfection!
Right. Well, I'm glad y'all came through it fine. There wasn't anything. It sounds like there wasn't anything too bad other than that. We didn't really get any bad weather. I mean, obviously, like I said, they did north of here, but it was mostly like right around the Tennessee line, the Tennessee state line. Which I live on top of. I live on top of a mountain, so like a lot of the times it hits the Tennessee rivers to the south. You know, the Tennessee River wraps around. Like, I live on top of the Tennessee Valley. Like, where I grew up would be, you'd call it the Tennessee Valley. And a lot of it hits the mountain and goes along the river, so we're usually pretty lucky on that. Right, it hits them. I mean, the only time it really does the mountain is when we get a really bad one and it comes up over us. I mean, like, I've seen a tornado. I've seen an F4 with my own eyes. I was about 2 miles away from it, and I never wanna see another one again between you and me. But it was an experience. We'll put it that way. Funnel about 1 mile wide, and then like 8 little individual funnels kind of splitting off to the side of it. It was something. I need to deal with my inventory before we go
You're
any further.
adjusting before you pull. You're anticipating. You.
Of course I'm anticipating it. What if I shoot a friend on accident?
That's on account of your stance. You want to lean into it. Embrace it. Work with it. You're in control here, Parvati, not the gun. Don't let a hunk of metal jerk you around. You've been around powerful machinery all your life. You're always in control, right?
I guess that's kind of like when the filler's shooting 600 cans of near molten cell tuna down the conveyor while I'm trying to tune a belt.
Here, stand like me. Just so. Hips square. Lean forward a little. It's just equipment. You're just an engineer using it.
Ah!
Okay. We'll try again later. You'll get it.
Shooting range.
Hey, Cap. Parvati showed me how to properly grease the magazine release on one of my firearms. She's a smart one, you know. Opal was quiet in the
She
same
knows her
way.
stuff.
She'd hang back, out of sight, then all of a sudden pop in with a bit of wisdom out of nowhere. Shit. Look at me dredging up bygone days. Forget I said anything. I will.
The dust back casserole Mr. Raymond made smells incredible. Oh, I kind of want to take a little taste. But I'm gonna be strong.
Should
Now
be.
look how cute these cakes from Cascadia are. Someone even traced little hearts in them. I guess that settles dinner. Thanks for hauling me all over creation, Captain. Well, I was gonna, but then it hit me. I got this nice meal all planned out with music, and I got that soap to scrub up with, but I don't got nothing nice to wear, Captain.
I knew this was going to be more complicated than that.
I don't have a head for fashion, and I can't really picture myself in something clean and pretty. There's this place I heard of in Byzantium, Joliker's Haberdashery. I bet I could find something nigh on perfect at a place like that.
Yeah, we'd have to be able to go to Byzantium, though.
Thanks, Captain. I know I've been asking a lot, but you help me out every time. You're the best.
Yeah, that quest is not going to be completed for long. I don't know when we'll have access to Byzantium, but it's probably not going to be anytime soon. Need to look at these pistols and see if anything's better. Mind control ray. A misfiled form put a research group specializing in marketing jingles into an advanced top-secret weapons research facility. The research group spent months incorporating their new marketing jingles into the advanced weaponry and developed the mind control ray. Once the mishap was discovered, the entire facility was shut down and all personnel were reassigned to the most remote outpost corporate could find. Interesting. I mean, these science weapons are kind of cool, but I haven't really had one that's useful yet. Oh yeah, what did Parvati have? Ultimatum? Yeah, let's give her Vulture pistol. He can have Assault Rifle Ultra is better than what he's got. Sam we don't equip with anything. Nyoka's better than anything else that I've got. That's still probably one of the best things I could give him. Unless I want to give him... It's a good one though, heavy machine gun too. Yeah, I don't want to use it because it's got heavy weapons, so I think that's probably still better than any other standard firearm I have. He seems to like using pistols, so. Might be 52, 58 times 2. One might be better, but I just don't know. Let her have it. That revolver kind of fits her, though. There's a lot of armor. Sketchy low pressure suit. Yeah, that needs to go in purple. I don't know what that little symbol right there means. There's a symbol. Oh, I guess that's pristine. Okay. Is that pristine? Yeah, that's what that means. Oh yeah, the 78, that was us. It was almost 80 yesterday, and right now it's sitting at about 45 degrees, and we're supposed to have snow tonight. By 10 o'clock, it's supposed to be in the 30s. Like, this is literally like why we have such horrible incendiary weather. See, those are good, but I don't like the thing to stealth. I use stealth a lot, so I don't like, getting rid of the thing to stealth. I don't know if it affects me. That's the only downside to it, really, realistically. Festus. Good for her. I think that's as good as anything else that I had that I would give to him. Because the rest of it's that heavy armor. Coordinates control armor. I mean, yeah, again, those are the stealth skills, -5. I mean, not that it matters over much when he's sitting there with that, you know what I mean, but yeah, 29's good for her. Him likes eye patch. And it's a better helmet. It's a good one. I don't think I've got anything better than that. These all look the same. Yeah, that's fine. Then just check Felix. Yeah, so he can have better. $36 will do. All right. Really wish I had changed this to these two, but unfortunately, once I started, I kind of screwed myself on that list. I do that every time. Don't have to break these down. I can put most of these in here and just hold on to them. That's a cool thing. It's an interesting one, but it's not better than anything that I've got. Oh, I should have held on to that. I can pull that shotgun back. $39 times 8. Is that a shotgun? Well, let's hold on to it. We'll kind of play around and see what that is. Science +3. Let's leave at least one lockpick and one tech skills. Don't think that's gonna matter. That might matter. That doesn't. Medical's so high, I doubt that's important. Pristine, don't think. Weighs the same as that other one. Interesting. Yeah, definitely don't need dodge. That. Inventory management, the real final boss. I don't know what that lockpicks max does, but it doesn't say 2 hours later. Believe it or not, these blame mods or what weigh the most. These things, like, why these things weigh like 50% and not? But I mean, that, like, those weigh an unbelievable amount. I always end up picking up all this junk. As far as I can tell, there's like no like crafting component or anything like that. But see, that all dropped me down to like 93. Alright, now we can do some shit. So let's go straight back.
Our fuel cells are now primed with Alta Vitae gas. As the organics say, let us hope we do not explode in transit to the groundbreaker.
I mean, you're not wrong. That'd be a good thing for us to hope. Hey, thanks for the host party, boy. Appreciate it. we want to go to Groundbreaker. Oh yeah, the boss is like
We've arrived
no
at the
time.
Groundbreaker.
I mean, games like this, there's a ton of inventory management. I mean, you probably realistically do in some cases spend more time on it than you do fighting the boss. Bring Ellie and Felix. I haven't brought Felix in a while. Though it would be interesting to have.
Hey, boss, I've been thinking.
Yeah, where you at? Where are you? Where are you?
I can't believe I wanted to shake his hand. I need a shower.
Ooh.
Makes you wonder if being a treacherous, two-timing coward is some sort of contagious disease, or if he was just born that way. At first, I liked what Graham was doing. The iconoclasts were going to change Halcyon.
Oh, this is
for the
out of the
better.
blue.
But then we found out Graham was behind the slaughter of Amber Heights. How can anybody so morally bankrupt lead a movement to transform the colony? That's putting it kindly, boss. Graham's worse
Yeah, I'm
than
not a fan
trash.
of Graham.
He's
This
a
dude that
traitor.
leads the Iconoclast, but
You'd
he
never
like
do
he
something like that, would you? Slaughter a whole community of innocents? Yeah, that's what I thought.
yeah, I'm
Let's
not
get
doing
back to
that.
it. I need to put all this ugly business with Graham behind me. Hey boss, got a hypothetical for you? You got a friend, see? Somebody you knew when you were growing up. You were close. Then one day, they up and
Okay.
vanished. 5 years go by, they send you a message out of the aether. What's going through your head? Guy by the name of Clyde Harlow. He was an old friend of mine. Honestly, he was probably my first and longest friend. I just heard from him. Says he wants to talk to me. Says it's urgent. Clyde's waiting for us on Scylla. What he's doing on an asteroid, I can't begin to imagine. I appreciate this, boss. I know you're going out of your way for me.
So I've got his quest now. I still don't have hers, and I
Something
don't
on
know
your
how to
mind?
get it. I may have screwed myself up with perception on it, and that, you know, it may be one of those where I just locked out of doing it. So okay, where we were at, like on that planet we were at earlier, it was abandoned by the board, right? And it was abandoned on the board because there was this town to the south where all of their where all of the corporate executives lived at. It was like their little slice of it on that one. And come to find out that it was attacked by marauders, and they were all murdered. And that led the board to pull it out. Where there's two factions on it. There's the company that's still there, MSI, and then there's the Iconoclasts, who are like, you know, they're kind of like the commune, you know, hippy-dippy kind of thing. So we think one thing about this Graham guy, the guy that leads the Iconoclasts and the guy that leads MSI were both old co-workers and old friends. So, you know, we're led to kind of think that the Graham guy is on the up and up. It comes to find out that the reason that we don't know his reasoning behind it, but the raiders were given the password to the gates, and that's how they were able to murder the board members. So essentially, he facilitated the murder of the board members, and we don't know how or why he did it. But I mean, it wasn't just them; it was a bunch of innocent people. So we know that he facilitated the murder of a ton of innocent people, and he's not who he says he is.
Going to make us a fucking mint. 120-some cubic meters of it at 1,000,000 bits a pop. Take this. You've earned it. When we get buyers lined up, I'm gonna buy a gold toilet. to
She
share.
cracks me up.
You're goddamn right. Monarch isn't exactly a walk down the lanes of Byzantium. But here you are with all your limbs attached. Call me impressed, contractor.
No one you saw, anyway. Glad to see you're looking out for yourself. You've been keeping busy. I hear you took on some extra work at Fallbrook. Catherine doesn't always play nice with others. But it sounds like
Oh,
she and
Clive.
Clive reached some
Oh,
kind
that
of
was a good one, too.
understanding. Hey, when you were at the slaughterhouse, those swine didn't give you any strange looks, did they? Like they were hanging on to your every word, scheming. And when you turned around, maybe they just point.
Okay.
Like innocent little idiots. I knew it. I'm probably getting worked up over nothing. Just trying not to think about pigs. You never know, you know?
Oh, that's funny.
Attaboy. I have another job lined up, assuming you're still interested in work.
Yeah, I am.
You're gonna salvage me a space station. Heliospheric Research Station 1084, to be exact. I want it. Cobwebs and all. Interested?
Abandoned space station?
Sounds like a major business expansion. It pays to get in on those early, you know.
This opportunity won't come around again, Captain. Right now, it's only salvage on paper. Systems and comms have gone dark. Poke around if you're curious.
I am curious why. This sounds interesting.
While the board lets 1084 gather dust, you're gonna swoop in and plant Sublight's flag.
Hey, if the board's abandoning it,
Perfectly
then
legit,
fair game to me.
perfectly legal. Here, this override bypass should get you into the station's systems where you can plant my flag. And one last thing.
I'll
When you
plant
get
your
there,
flag.
Make sure you aren't followed. We wouldn't want that. Both. Neither. Right now, it's safer if I keep you in the dark. I'm on the heels of something big. Play your cards right and I'll clue you in, but right now, I'm not sure who I can trust.
Fair enough
Just
to
be
me.
careful. Someone might try and use you to get to me.
Fair enough. A legitimate business. Pursuant to regulations following internally preserved bourse, such business entity would therefore be entitled to gather, maintain, and ultimately dispose of decommissioned agricultural hardware and accessories for profit or convenience. If we handle potted meat, we can legally salvage tractors and tractor parts. That's why I keep a can of bourse and a sublight-owned safe deposit box off-world, and why the goods you bring in are cataloged as farm equipment. Everything we do is perfectly legal. Now go bring home some bacon. That's great. So we co-opted a, interesting, okay. It is intriguing how we devoted our resources to the stars when there were still so many problems to be solved on Earth. Exposing our fragile species to the breath of the cosmos renders settlers and spacers alike vulnerable to the mysteries of the outer worlds. The fate of an outbound civilization can hinge on a single miscalculation, an unobserved variable in any number of alien catastrophes. Recklessness and impatience are perhaps hardwired features of humanity, and not errors in our genes, as others might imply. Okay. Interesting. So, we ended up... So, there's this slaughterhouse on that planet we're on that does bourse, does the pigs or whatever. And she wanted it. And so, turns out, this guy had just co-opted it. This crazy guy, just took it over and is running it. We get there, and oh, he's insane. He's not only insane, he's a practicing cannibal. And disposes of bodies. So, I probably could kill him, but in the instance of getting everything safe, I talked him into working with this company's liaison on the ground, on the ground. And so she uses him for body disposal, and he agrees that. And man, it's just complicated, man. There's so much funny stuff to this game. I'm telling you, that last one, there was a lot of good stuff in it. I really kind of regret that I didn't stream it, but I didn't know it was going to be there. $7 o'clock. All right. Oh yeah, we go and talk to Phineas for our next thing. So we're gonna do... Poor Felix is getting set up by this guy, but we just don't know how or why. We have a second landing site on Scylla.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? May luck be with you. Of course, as I am sure you are aware, luck does not exist. But it seems to comfort humans to believe they possess good quantities of it.
I think we'll keep the same party for this one. Though this might have been a good one to have the hunter chick with us, since there's a lot of animals here.
Clyde's got himself a cozy little outfit, huh?
Those guys are either gonna try to shoot us or sell us something potent. Either way, it's fun.
This chick is hilarious. Safety
Hey, you.
save.
Looking for something? Where do you think you're going?
I don't want to do the intimidate, but
Yeah. The captain said we might be getting a new recruit. That you then?
Sounds like Clyde's jumping to conclusions, but yeah, I'm Felix.
You're on a first-name basis with Captain Harlow, huh? All right, go on through.
you didn't try too hard to disabuse me of that notion. Yeah, totally on the up and up here. That's why the guy's name is Outlaw. Really are space rats everywhere. Okay. Really made it seem like there was a second building there over the door, but I guess we gotta go in here. Okay, yeah, this is a little tiny microcosm. I wonder what the odds are that I eventually have to kill all these people and then steal their stuff.
That machine stole my bits. Why do we even have one of these?
About ready for another level up. I like the attention to detail they put into the bathrooms here. I'm never sure whether they like, when getting in a terminal is gonna get me in trouble or not. Getaway sticks, haul subversive literature, brought down, savage crew join up. Freighter werewolf, haul engine parts, summary brought down, savage cargo crew jetter in an escape pod. Cats meow, contraband pharmaceuticals, brought down, savage cargo ransom crew. As usual, we were able to intercept these ships despite how cleverly they masked their hearts. Oh, pardon, their heat signatures. Our patron pulled through again with that tracking data. Don't know how they get their hands on it, but we're in no position to refuse charity. I'm beginning to wonder about our patron. When we opened up our scanners and sniffed the system for our latest Wildcat, we picked up a signal from a corporate freighter nearby. It was hauling 10 times more cargo than our target. No sooner did we scan it than a message come through ordering us to go after the Wildcat instead. Something doesn't add up. Until I get answers, stay skeptical. Rule number 1, Harlow's the boss. Rule number 2, fuck the board. Rule number 3, why are you still reading, pig? Wake up. If you're seeing this, the board already owns you. You went looking for the rules. Why? Because life's a game to you. Maybe you like being played. You guzzle down that sense of security like it's purple berry flavored opium. Fuck rules and fuck terminals. It's not a revolution if we're using the weapons they raised against us time and time again. From the front lines of the riots to the corporate sit-ins, an error document pirate's code has exceeded character limit. I mean, he's definitely emphatic in the things he's saying and
Been
believing.
ages since we had a good haul. No freighters, no jobs, no contracts.
Arlo and Marlowe. Safety save as always.
Well, hey there, Hullhead. Clawed your way out of the groundbreaker at long last?
Uh-huh. Oh, sorry, were you expecting me to say something? Maybe a long time no see or a you've aged,
Just
old man?
So, you took Felix under your wing. Kept him busy. Good. Kid always needed a place to belong.
I don't know what you're trying to say, but he's earned his keep with us.
Hear that, Clyde? I've been making something out of myself.
He has.
So
We've
long
needed
as
him.
you haven't been making a fool of yourself. I'm sure Felix has no end of stories to tell of your exploits together. I look forward to catching up with the boy. I'm working on something. Something big. Something the likes of which Halcyon has never seen.
Of course you would be.
And I want Felix to be a part of my initiative. I'm fulfilling a promise I made to the boy, that one day he and I would change the colony together. That day has finally arrived.
Easy there, Clyde. No one said nothing about throwing in with you. In case you didn't notice, I'm pretty happy where I am.
I'm not asking you to walk away from your captain, Felix, but neither should you allow yourself to be controlled by fear. Change is not to be feared. I brought you here because I want to know where Felix's loyalties lie. When the day of our revolution comes, I want to know that I can rely on him. I understand that Felix is part of your crew, at least for now. If the thought of losing him troubles you, then understand that you're helping him solve a problem for an old friend. I want you to deal with a traitor for me. Name's Trask. Kill him, and bring me proof of his death. His ring should do nicely.
I don't like this guy.
Ratted us out to the board. He's been an informant. Has been for years. When he realized I was onto him, he and his little cadre mutinied. Killed 5 of my own and tucked tail. I don't know where he's hiding, but his wife might. Rosanna. Lives on the groundbreaker last I checked. Rosanna knows my crew by name and face, but you're a stranger to her. She'll talk to you.
You think so? Maybe we should have a word with Trask. Get his side of the story first.
You'd be wasting your breath bandying words with that traitor. But if it makes you feel better, by all means. Remember, I want proof. Bring me his ring. I don't care if the hand's still attached. Here, my token. Think of this as my personal signature. Anyone who knows me by my works will know me by this token. Well enough. It's been a few years, but I still remember a thing or two. You had a chip on your shoulder. You'd argue over anything, and you'd never back down.
What do you mean, had? And for the record, you never could admit when you lost an argument.
He is really,
You see what I had to deal with?
he is very headstrong.
Let's hear it. I was working on this plan for years, saving every bit I could, drawing plans, biding my time. I never intended to spend my life laboring on the groundbreaker. When the opportunity presented itself, I did what I had to do. I left.
You might have said something.
I had some ugly business in Scylla. If I told you, I would have implicated you. Hephaestus controlled mining operations all over Scylla. Most of these operations failed. The company pulled out and abandoned their facilities. Mostly abandoned anyway. This one was running on a skeleton crew. My associates and I seized control in a matter of minutes. A revolution is the work of a lifetime, Captain. I've spent my life preparing for the day of Halcyon's reckoning. Everything you see around you is the result of that preparation.
That's why they all say
Base of
outlaw. Yeah.
operations, loyal soldiers, freedom from the board's oversight.
I don't like the board, but
Hardly. The board is rotting from the inside. Tomorrow, next year, a generation from now, eventually the board will fall to pieces.
Does seem
Entropy
to be
is the
going
natural
that way.
state of the universe, Captain. All systems inevitably dissolve. When that day comes to Halcyon, we will be ready.
You're trying to create a power vacuum and then fill the vacuum.
The skies around Scylla are curiously absent of patrol ships. It's almost as if the board's sphere of influence is shrinking. Besides, our facility is well armed and located on defensible terrain. If the board tries to lay siege to us, we'll make them pay. Something on your mind?
Fair enough. Harlow and Marlowe. So normally I'm willing to stop a little short of being just a straight dick to some of these people, but this guy I don't like or trust. Let's get to the ship and then we'll spend our skill point. See what Felix has to say.
Clyde's got a crew of his own, huh? Good for him. Did you want to ask me something? I know. Clyde comes off rougher than Mantisaur hide. He's a good guy, though. Just gotta get to know him.
I'm not sure I trust your judgment.
Yeah, I'm still not over that. You'd think a grown man would know how to let go of his past. But I guess I'm just not there yet. Yeah, maybe you're right. Walking out on a kid when you're pretty much the only friend he's got? That's pretty damn low. Maybe we should go have a word with Trask. Get to the bottom of all this.
I think so.
Yeah, boss?
Captain, I've been thinking.
Alright.
Something about this Harlow guy isn't on the up and up.
Yeah, and you got a good
You want to
judge for that.
expand on that?
Come on, Felix. He's obviously up to something. Glad it's not just me. The way Harlow is leaning on his revolutionary bona fides, not to mention his knowing Felix back in the day, something about it feels off.
Clyde's a decent fellow. I mean, it's not like I'd take up with some double-dealing crook, right?
Yeah, but people change.
Good. That makes two of us. Something on your mind?
No, I don't. But I mean, you're a good kid, but you're a little. You got a touch of naivete. Let's just put it that way. Perhaps more than a touch of naivete. Alright, so what should we do here? Got hack up. Lockpicks up. Science and engineering. We can get that to 70. Do a lot of the plasma, so I mean that's a good one to have, but It's a good one, but I do a lot of damage as it is. I'd rather work on that after I kind of get these. Maybe do the 65. I mean, that's that to 90% to minus 90%. That's good. I need the medical for that 4th slot as well. Maybe we'll focus on the 2 of those. And perks. Know what counts as improvised damage. Health. Speed. Got that. I took that one. I mean, that was pretty good. That one's pretty good. Yeah, I think that's the best one. The only reason I don't like that one is because it's after killing an enemy. I'll have to really think about it after that. You know, whatever my next one ends up being.
You think I could hire myself out to ships in need someday? Be my own mechanic, like how Ellie's her own doctor? I wonder sometimes.
Parvati, I think you can do whatever you want to do. Whatever you put your mind to, I think you can do it. Yeah, let's go. We can go do his. I need to bring the robot with me sometime. I haven't done that. He's not really... I didn't mean to do that. He's not really a personality character, though. That's the kind of the only reason I'm hesitant, because if I bring him, it's somebody I can't bring. I've only done one of the companion. I've only finished one of the companion quests. Obviously, Parvati's is going to take long. Has been long abandoned. I'm admittedly kind of curious about this quest.
Destination reached. The Groundbreaker.
Just go do it and get it over with. I'm tempted to bring Nyoka. Said. See where Rosanna is. Walking around with this big ass sniper rifle is interesting. How many of these damn things do I got? I really should probably, at this point I could probably afford not to do this every time. But... yeah. I mean, I've only got 300 of them. Oh. That's something I should do. That's at 76%. Seem to do a lot of going back and forth to Groundbreaker. she in the Lost Hope, or is she?
Alright, listen up.
Here they come! Everyone all right?
That killed them all in one hit. And okay, so that just led to right there. Maybe she's in the. I guess maybe she's in the Lost Hope. I guess those are considered rabid. Oh, okay, here she is.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your...
You mind? Trying to have a moment here. Yeah, I was called that once upon a day. You need something? Rufus and I are no longer on speaking terms. I don't know where he is. And if I did...
I'm fine,
I
you know,
wouldn't
on
tell
speaking
you.
terms, but if you know, you should tell me.
That's Harlow's mark. No mistake. Guess he's not letting this one go. I don't want any manner of harm befalling Rufus. Not on my account.
I mean, I don't trust Harlow. I want to find out the
well,
truth.
you got reason to mistrust Harlow. He's a surly git, but he's devious.
I mean, that's
Rufus
fair.
is hiding out in Emerald Vale. Got a
Wow.
few friends with him. That's as much as I know. Please, just make it quick. Precious little. He and Rufus worked together on the Groundbreaker some years back before he vanished. A few years later, Rufus gets a message from an old friend. Something about starting a revolution, something about getting rich. Abandoned his work and ran off that very day.
So Clyde sent Trask the same message he sent me. What's the problem?
Word of advice, kid? Anybody carrying on about a revolution just wants to sell you.
Generally speaking, yes.
I don't know Harlow. Never so much as bandied a word with the fellow. You're better off having this discussion with Rufus. Only that Rufus is in a bad way. He came to see me a little ways back. Said he had to go into hiding. Never asked why. He was here to collect his personals, complain about Harlow to me, and say goodbye. In that order. No, and he was particular about that. Said I was better off not getting entangled in his mess. Little late for that, says I. That's right. Our marriage contract expired some months ago. And seeing how he's technically an outlaw, I wouldn't renew even if I wanted to. Appreciate it. No offense meant. Just been a long day is all.
No, that's fair. I'm perfectly fine with this exchange. We're just gonna have a hard time making Felix
Flying the outer system's route lately? Deader than a space caterpillar out there.
understand that this dude's not who he says he is. See, all these corporations are very all the deal with these corporations and the jingles and the ads and the owning everybody and the rampant corporatism, all this is very Borderlands. Though there's a certain amount to BioShock, I feel like this game owes to BioShock as well.
Something on your mind?
Where'd you go, buddy?
We still going after Trask, boss?
We hadn't been back to Emerald Vale in a while. This will be interesting. Emerald Vale's where we started this game at. All the way back to Edgewater.
We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
Just because we're going back to Edgewater, we're going to bring the Vicar.
Nicely done.
I reckon I've been in here.
Impressive, as always.
You! Oh, what do you think you're doing? All right. Don't let me catch you here again.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't think he'd see me, but that's fair enough. Iconoclast revering, Monarch MSI revering, Sunlight Salvage is almost revering, Board is meh, Cleo am agreeable, Spacer's Choice is revering. That at 31 minutes, 33. I want to see the stealing gives me the 1% negative. I'm just... Yep, it did. So even though I talked my way out of it, getting caught stealing on it hurt me. Interesting. Last time I was at Edgewater, I wasn't at the landing
We are now
pad.
in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
Ah, every time. Why get... Ugh. Salt tuna cannery, the only source of a protein a busy worker needs.
Wow! Nice work.
Nicely done.
Just unlocking them for the hell of it. I don't know how that guy saw me earlier. Kind of getting into my Final Fantasy rando menuing mode here. Just doing the same thing over and over again. He's way the F up there. Fast travel to the botanical lab. I admit to regret having to turn off the power to there. I didn't really like how that quest worked out, but it is what it is. What I ultimately ended up having to do. I bet I'm going to have to go up here into all this ashland. But this is cool because of that active volcano up there.
Come out and play!
Really? He's sitting there looking at me.
Incoming!
Tear them apart!
That had to hurt! Everyone alright?
I hate killing the tamed canids. I am not a fan. To be fair, I don't really prefer killing them, period, but the tamed ones even less so. So how do I get up there to that, to where it's telling me to go? I thought I had been everywhere here. God damn primals.
I saw you coming.
Alright, here we go! Woo! Yeah! Now that was fun!
Thankfully these are fairly low level. It was a lot harder when I was here the first time. Yeah, you got aided. Being around these primals didn't work out too well for these guys. I think I was going to explore out this way and I actually died to one of those primals. And then I was just like, screw it. North Gulch. So, okay, I indeed had not got all the locations here, as I thought I had. There's even a spaceship. Well, hi there.
I don't know who you are or why you're prowling around here, but I'm willing to make a guess. You're one of Harlow's gun hands, ain't you? He sent you after me.
I don't work for Harlaw, but, I mean, it's not entirely true.
Right. You just stumbled into a camp full of armed strangers because you wanted directions. How much is Harlow paying you? Let's assume I believe you. Tell me what you want. How do I know that I can trust you?
I mean, I like that one.
You've got good instincts then. You were right not to trust Harlow. I never betrayed Harlow. Harlow betrayed all of us. The board's got him in their pocket, been paying him off for years.
All that palaver about revolutions? It's a lie.
You can't be serious. I've known the guy for years.
Yeah, that's about how I reacted when I found out. That's the whole truth. Harlow's just another bored asset. A two-bit
Man, that would make a lot of
dissident's
sense.
clothes. Yeah, I've got proof. There's always a paper trail when the board's involved. I chanced upon some correspondence between Harlow and his employer. I don't know that it makes a difference. What was I to do with that evidence? Bring it in front of the board? There's no authority in Halcyon willing to take Harlow to task. Huh. You ain't like other board agents I heard about. You got a functioning spine. You want to confront Harlow yourself? Be my guest. I hid my papers before Harlow chased me out. Back in the middle of the base, there's an old vent in a utility corridor. I stashed my evidence in that vent. Because he's for sale. Anything the board can buy, the board will buy. And that includes loyalty.
Bot loyalty
Harlow was a
isn't very
charismatic
loyal.
bastard, and he was ruthless. With Harlow in their pocket, the board had an informant, a pirate, a smuggler, and a gang leader all rolled up into one odious excuse for a human being. Sounds like a deal to me. Board-sanctioned piracy. Harlow went after the ships the board wanted destroyed, capturing anybody the board wanted captured. If we captured you, we'd ransom you. Harlow liked to do the job himself. Gather up the captives on his own ship, vanish for a couple of days. Only that's not what happened. Harlow's been selling his captives off to the board. I don't know where they ended up. Re-education, Tartarus, maybe worse.
Tartarus is the prison planet.
Take it you've made up your mind. You gonna tell Harlow I'm dead? May as well. I'm never going back to that life again. Here, take the ring. And for what it's worth, my gratitude.
Alright, well, let's go find the evidence and go from there. It's like it's on the other side of the planet.
Clyde Harlow, agent of the board. Yeah, that sounds even more insane out loud than it did in my head.
Oh, wait till we see
I'm
the
not
evidence.
sure what to think right now. You told me to be suspicious, but I never imagined Clyde would stoop to informing for the establishment. Then again, Trask knew he was a dead man. Could have been trying to shift the blame.
I mean, I mean, it does. The whole thing does sound suspicious.
Yeah, well, we let him live. Let's hope we don't have to make 2 trips. None of this is making a lick of sense to me right now. I think we need to have a word with Clyde.
Need to find the evidence first.
Yes, you caught me ruminating again. Guilty as charged. What's occupying your thoughts?
Where is this having me go? Oh, back to the landing pad? I want to stop in Edgewater first. Just to say I did it.
I don't want any trouble. Esther's got medication? How? Did the boss get a new shipment? I'm sorry, it's just I thought we couldn't spare the medicine. Nope, I'm sorry. I can't accept help from Esther. If I deserved treatment, I wouldn't be here. Why? That is exactly what I've been doing. Not my place to dole out punishment. Not even against myself. All right, you made your point. If Esther offers to treat me, I won't turn her down.
There we go. I mean, it's even got like the.
Heard something outside the walls today.
Nothing for us outside those walls.
It's even got the whole frontier like thing with the music, like in New Vegas. You know, like.
Town's been humming with power. Somebody must have been down in the old plant. Coming right up.
See what she got. And use 2-hour brew, 0 P.
Work your jaw on some Spacer's Chaw.
Yeah, I remember you're the corporate guy.
Music to my ears.
See if you've got anything worth buying. Pretty good shotgun. Ugh. Act plus 7, that's not bad. Pretty big discount. I mean, I like the thing I've got equipped. Okay, same, but that might still be worth owning. Just if he says anything. Oh. I want to go to the Saltuna factory. Go talk to What's-Her-Face up here.
As always, I am at your disposal. Anything you'd like to discuss?
Time changes all things. Even Reed's stranglehold over Edgewater must inevitably yield to the attrition of time. Start anew. Edgewater will become the town it was meant to be. A place where we live in harmony with the world. Where none of us writhe under the whips of corporate masters. A place where all are welcome. Except for Reed's supporters, of course.
Still a little vindictive.
The garden will bloom anew. I have plans to transform the old cannery into a nursery, with crops enough to feed a town. But of course, and now we have a whole cemetery to ourselves.
I mean, it's smart and it's working.
Saltuna was making the town sick. From now on, if anybody's hungry, they may feast from the bounty of the soil.
Fair enough. Long elevator ride. Long December and it's easy to be. Cheer might be better than the last. Spent a lot of time here in Edgewater. Ultimately, I feel like putting her in charge was the smart thing to do, but McDevitt. Lifetime net value 3,691 bits. You gotta admit, we got kind of a big ass ship right here. I wonder if Crazy Robot Guy is still around there, even though we deactivated all the or basically had all the robots kill themselves. Alright, so I don't know where this wants me to go. Like, where Trask's evidence is gonna send me, because it sounded like he was here, but we'll switch back to Ellie. Oh, okay, so we have to go to Harlow. We have to go to Harlow's base to get it. Gotcha. Not sure where this is gonna lead to. Every time, god dang it. I don't know why I have so much trouble with this. Ugh. Alright, well, how do we get... That's Harlow, so how do we get to where it says this evidence is? Maybe it's on the outside? Or, okay, I didn't go. Makes sense, I didn't go in here. These receipts detail payments made to C. Harlow on behalf of the board for freelancing services. Included are the names of several freighters targeted by Harlow's crew. They're manifest in the sum value of all cargo delivered to board authorities. Oh, there was a thing here.
We need to have a word with Clyde. Looks like Trask was telling the truth. It's all there. Receipts for services rendered, payments, records, ship manifests. Clyde was a pirate for hire, and the board was paying him off. In typical board fashion, they left a trail of receipts behind. Ain't that just ironic?
I mean, yeah. I'm not gonna be an asshole, but yeah.
Yeah, you and me both. Clyde owes us some answers. Something about this don't add up. And I mean to find out why.
Yeah, there's definitely information here somewhere. Where you at, Ellie? What do you think?
What did I tell you? Harlow's down with the man shtick was just an act. No one who yammers that much means half of it.
No, I agree. Usually you're trying to do.
Take a page out of my rule book. Don't trust anyone. Then it's easy. Don't get all mushy on me now. Come on, what did we just learn? People look out for their own interests. It's a fundamental law of nature, same as gravity and conservation of motion.
She's funny, but it would be very depressing to be her.
Sure I can. In fact, I bet you I live a lot longer. Well, let me know how that works out for you. Anyway, you really want to tell me you're helping the scientist because you think he'll save the colony? You're right. The point is that self-interest is like self-pleasure. No one wants to admit it, but everyone has a hand in it. Enough about Harlow, though. Anything else?
I keep trying to get her quest. Like, it looks like you have to really work to get hers.
What's the word?
The bird.
So it is. Thus ends Rufus Trask. Once a sensible man, by and by a fool, presently a corpse.
Hope his gas bag's paying us by the hour.
Yeah.
I hope you never have to discover what it is like, Captain. The relief one feels when a mutiny comes to an end.
The Trask had some things to say about you, and I've got my own misgivings.
That's a damning accusation. Am I right to presume you have some evidence on hand? Those papers don't prove a thing. We've all done business with the board. They own the whole damn colony. Trask put you up to this. That miserable wretch. He's trying to undermine everything.
So you're going to deny the proof that said right to you?
You've got a lot of nerve calling me a liar to my face.
You did. You literally just lied.
How should I know? What the hell do I care? Trask was a traitor. I didn't ask you to understand his motives. I asked you to cross him off.
Clyde, look me in the eye and tell me it's not true. Tell me, and I'll believe you.
Don't talk to me like I'm some common criminal, Felix. You're the one on trial.
No, you're trying to turn it around on us.
I don't know what kind of poison that snake dripped in your ear, but as far as I'm concerned, you've been compromised.
Looks like we're doing this.
I had a feeling we were going to have to kill all these fools.
We all in one piece?
I really didn't want to kill Marlowe. May look up and see if there's any other way out of this, but he attacked us. We didn't attack him. I'm gonna be curious what the other possible outcomes are for this. Because this is rather short for a companion quest. That's a construction mechanical. Who are y'all fighting? We'll see who you... see construction mechanoids, but that's about it. society cigarettes. I didn't even remember killing that one. Okay, let's look at this real quick. What is this one called? Friendships due. Where's my phone? If there's an alternate way to do this, I think I'd rather. Alright. Okay, did all that. So did I fail the thing? I really don't want to do all this again. I think I'm fine with him being dead. So I'm trying to understand if I'm reading this right. I have no idea how much I got for that, so just leave and find out. That's a heck of a shotgun. I really didn't want to kill the guy, but he attacked me, so what the hell can I do? Felix. Ultimately, I didn't want to kill his friend.
Hey, Max.
Yes?
You really think we all have a purpose? That everything happens for a reason?
I used to think that, but not anymore.
Then, wait, why do you sound so calm? Aren't you getting annoyed?
Not in the least. But I do apologize, Dr. Finhill. It sounds like I have annoyed you.
Fine, be that way.
She wanted a rise out of him.
This is definitely not how I imagined it'd end. The void's black, water's wet, and Clyde hated the board. That's something I just knew. Now? I don't know. I don't know what to think. No. I guess you really don't. I've just got a lot on my mind right now. This is a lot to take in. I always looked up to Clyde. The thought that he could be an agent of the board is just abhorrent to me.
I mean, he pretty clearly was.
Yeah, he did. And I'm not sure how I'm gonna get over that. I hope so. I don't see this one passing anytime soon. You've given me a lot to think about. I'm gonna be mulling over this whole mess for a couple of days. Part of me wishes we'd put Trask in the ground. You know, I think that's just my frustration talking. Thanks for your time, boss.
Oh, so it did finish his. Okay. Self-governed feat.
Good to see you, boss.
Hey, Cap.
Alright, now what? Empty vodka bottles.
Something on your mind? What did I tell you? His down with the man shtick was just an act. No one who yammers that much means half of it.
I mean, I agree.
Obviously not. And better for Felix to know that now rather than become the next Trask.
That's true.
Don't get all mushy on me now. Come on, what did we just learn? People look out for their own interests. It's a fundamental law of nature, same as gravity and conservation of motion.
We're going to be doing this again.
See, this is what I like about you. You may not be from here, but you fit right in. You're not helping this scientist because you think that crackpot will save the colony. You're right. The point is that self-interest is like self-pleasure. No one wants to admit it, but everyone has a hand in it. Enough about Harlow, though. Anything else?
Nope, I still haven't got your quest. And that interests me. It interests me on a lot of levels. The fact that she's the only one that I haven't gotten. Hey, I haven't been in here since Naoka scrawled the name Frida. Fair enough. A lot of liquor. Terrorizing single-handedly. Vulnerable spots are extra points. I haven't played darts in a while. I need to do that. Interesting. I never did figure out what those books I kept picking up were. I assume the robot has one, but can't prove that by any stretch of the imagination. God dang it again. Do that every time. I say that every time, and I do it every time. It never fails. Yeah, let's just get safe crack. Ooh, that's a lockpick times 10. Price it, the finest cigarettes ever for the most discerning smoker. Go down to the workbench real quick. 96, 96. 6. 9. That. Hold on to that one. $50. Back plus 7. Think of Tinker Cross. $7.19. Okay, that's as high as I can get that thing. 7.1. Make these better for them. Alright, I think that's all of them. I should get some of those mods out and try to do that, but Where Vadi at? Oh, cool. Alright, if we've got his quests out of the way. His was a lot shorter than everybody else's. Do that one now, Canaan's Cradle. Did we not do that one for her? I thought we... How did we not ever get that out of speaking to Hiram? That's strange. Go to Cascadia.
We're in orbit over Cascadia, Captain.
Then we can go. Wonder how I missed that. Bring Felix. I keep wanting to bring her because I don't have her damn quest yet. She's the only one out of the party. And that's really bugging me.
You know, Nyoka, between you and me, we know all there is to know about Monarch.
What makes you say that?
Well, you got your life experience as a hunter, and I memorized every episode of Terror on Monarch.
Oh, Terror on Monarch's a riot. It's all made up, though. You know that, right?
Yeah, right. Next, you're gonna tell me Halcyon and Helen work based on a real person.
Oh, poor Felix.
I won't tell you that, no. You seem happier in your ignorance.
Oh, poor Felix. Bless your heart. Cannon Ultra, I have one of them. Oh wow, those are... That's a lot of... That's cool. Do I have that though? I'm gonna buy that just to be on the safe side. Do kind of need a workbench. Yeah, fast travel to Devil's Peak. I really thought we had done that with Hiram. Like, I don't... Maybe... I thought I had exhausted all of that.
If you're living up in a tower on a place called Devil's Peak, you might be some type of serial villain.
To be honest, I'm surprised it's still standing. Every time I set foot inside, I half expect the tower to fall over.
Probably not an inaccurate expectation. This doesn't look the most stable of places. Maybe there's a workbench in here. I can install that. Halcyon Helen. Oh, that's a good one. Determination 7. That's a lot stronger than anything I've got. Leadership skills. What do I have equipped? 39 range weapon skills plus 5. Oh, I got rid of the damn helmet I had on, didn't I? I had a better helmet and forgot about it. I think there was a workbench in here somewhere. If not, once I talk to him, I can get out of here, but... Read that. Yeah, I was just telling me about the environmental control thing I used in here earlier. Locked. So what is that room? I don't want to double seek summit. Oh, that was the elevator. God dang it, is he not gonna let me up? There we go. He had that locked out for me earlier. There were rooms I hadn't been in. Terminal, not a workbench. Yeah, that was the one that did the environmental controls. Man, you don't even get rid of the dead bodies.
So much for peace and quiet. Would it kill the universe to cut
I don't
me
know,
some
you're kind of a
slack?
prick, man.
Oh, great. I love doing pro bono work for friends.
Aw, you called us friends. I'd normally entertain your self-aggrandizing delusions, but this time it's important.
Important to you is not the same as important to me. Although I do recognize that you may have earned some goodwill during your months laboring for me.
You're so insufferable, man.
Tug on my heartstrings, why don't you? Look, I'll do what I can, all right?
Rebecca Hodges and Anders Wadsworth. They took a UDL contract back when Monarch went to shit, and I need to find them. I believe them to be on Terra 2.
If UDL hired 2 hunters back then, it would have been for creature clearing purposes, round 1 of their Spacer's Choice outposts. These are the coordinates for the outpost under the last UDL contract. Now scram. And, good luck. Yes, the one that crashed. I saw it on the security feed. A bit grainy, but an invigorating watch all the same. What about it? I fear it's a sad day when you've resorted to asking me for advice.
Fair, but...
Sanjar's about as deadly as a spilled can of lead paint. If anyone's to aim a cannon at my face, I'd prefer it be him. But he'd never have the guts to defend Monarch if it came down to it. Graham's as likely to bomb Monarch as he is to protect it, down to the last dying man, woman, and sistapig. As I'm not the one with access to the artillery cannon, I reckon the decision's ultimately up to you. I'm quite useful from time to time, aren't I? You're welcome.
Actually wasn't a bad insight.
The board has a blockade of gunships that patrol Monarch. Not a ton, mind you, just enough to deter the masses. I am curious as to what downed it. A faulty part wouldn't be wholly unusual. The supply for new mechanicals is tight. Ugh, now I'll never sleep. Unsolved puzzles really torque my sprockets. If you find out what happened, sell me the info.
I can do that.
Is this bonding? I'm not sure I like it. Next, you'll be asking me how I got the scar on my chin when I was 11. Good. I'm good too. I didn't really want to share, so thank you. I'm getting a headache behind my left temple. What could be causing it? The glare from the terminal screen? Or something else?
Oh, this guy's hilarious.
Is that a trick question? Because to answer it, you'd need to pay me. Of course, I could offer you a vastly more interesting bit of data instead. Try me. Ask me anything you'd like. I'll even offer it for free. We'll call it an exchange for your help with the broadcast.
Okay.
Ask me what you will. Not much, admittedly. I do know this much. There is a sharper side to the good scientist than you'd expect. If allegations are to be believed, the experiments he conducts for the greater good are in fact treasonous and for self-gain.
Not sure of that yet.
I am not convinced as to the validity of these allegations, considering the source, but I am also not
It is something to
unconvinced
keep in
either.
mind.
Luckily for you, I am a veritable font of information. There are so many members. Do specify. If you try to cite me on this, I will deny, deny, deny. Do you understand? What I am about to reveal is the sort of information that gets a body disappeared.
Gotcha.
MSI's ownership of Monarch is technically legal, but it would give MSI too much power on the board to grant them such status. And for the chairman, if word of this were to get out. Of course, he has buried all proof of this under impenetrable piles of red tape.
Makes sense.
Luckily for you, I am a veritable font of information.
That could come in handy later on.
They are a curious lot. Insufferable. And short-sighted, too. What else do you wish to know? You mean between MSI the Iconoclasts and myself? I bet neither of those megalomaniacs told you I was the true mastermind behind Monarch. Back when the colony was still Terra 1 and corporations were abandoning us left and right, I'm the one who approached Sanjar and Graham with the means to our salvation.
I mean, I believe you believe that.
I offered them a legal way to take control of the planet. If MSI were the only corporation here, they could claim sole ownership. Precisely. The other corporations were fleeing because of the hazard clause declaring Terra 1 uninhabitable. But MSI had lagged behind, giving Sanjar and Graham an opportunity. Take over MSI, stay here while the other corps left, take over the planet. Precisely. Without me, they never would have done more than play Revolution in hushed whispers over scuzzy kale ales in the tavern. Thus, the bargain was struck. They could run MSI while I would operate Devil's Peak Station. Unfortunately, relations have soured over time.
Partly due to Graham.
Competing ideologies. Graham believes Sanjar has become corrupted by the corporate lifestyle, that he is now similar to the original corporate executives they sought to reform. And Sanjar has learned the hard way that Graham is quite morally gray.
I'm not sure.
Some say Graham suffers from nightmares that leave him sweat-drenched and
I'm not sure
screaming.
Gray's the one. Morally black
it
would be the
stems
more
from the
one.
friends and family he lost in Amber Heights all those
The one
years
that he
ago.
gave them the way to kill.
Sanjar is not actually at fault for his past performance reviews, but he can keep hunting for loopholes to get back on the board for the next century. He'll never be reinstated. Not in his lifetime. For Nebula's sake, even with the loophole I gave him, he's only in charge of MSI because every other exec died during the massacre at Amber Heights. I gave Sanjar and Graham legal information that would allow MSI to own Terra 1 once the other corporations had abandoned the planet.
Right, you said that, yeah.
The execs had their concerns, but before the matter could be resolved, pirates raided their homes in the night.
Because Graham let them.
Luckily for you, I am a veritable font of information. What? No. Why would I go out of my way to intercept messages from Earth? There's no market for them. No buyer means it's not worth my time. Now, if you wanted me to intercept a certain one, that might be worth it for the right price. How low you seemingly regard my trade. I may have a secret for you, for the right exchange.
Okay.
How low you seemingly regard my trade. Give
Fair
my
enough.
regards to Phineas.
Fair enough. Where does it want me to go for her? Isn't it? I'm in Vale again. Interesting. Zero of 10 for the Monarch. It landed all the way up there. Cascadia would be the closest. Siren Fraser, Cameron Fraser.
I hear you're into Graham's philosophist hogwash, Felix.
Yeah, if by philosophist hogwash you mean the virtues of enlightened anarchy.
Organizations separate us from the animals. You ever seen a rat play plumbing? You see sprats running around building roads? Maybe the folks we have at the top ain't exactly leadership material. But if we tore the whole thing down, we'd be kings and queens of a wasteland.
Correction? Kings and queens of an awesome wasteland.
I'll take toilets over freedom any day of the week.
That's an interesting phrase. I'll take toilets over freedom any day of the week. Have I not been in that building? I guess I haven't. Interesting. Project Tarot. It lists concerns that higher than average volume of terror corpses may be attracting local wildlife, combined with the alluring purpleberry aroma coming from the Cascadia bottling plant. The engineer worries that raptidons may be encroaching ever closer. Though the walls are theoretically sound, the engineer warns that they're relatively shallow and that particularly clever raptidons can possibly dig beneath them or find their way into the chemical waste pipe. Hey, he was right. That's what happened. They actually dug underneath the walls. That's what led to kind of the inevitable chaos that happened here. I mean, since then the walls have been demolished, but that was what originally happened. Where is... what am I... hang on. Ah, fuck it.
Got it. Heads down.
There's a lot of these damn mantiquees.
I'm waiting for this.
Be quick. Don't mess with us.
They made a big deal about me eventually going to have to kill one of them, and now I'm having to fight like 8 million of them.
You got a way around it. Ain't no shame in taking it.
Fair enough, but this is the way we're going. It's the fastest way there. That's it. Oh, there's a lot of these mantids. Oh, more of them. Shit. Lord God in heaven. What you doing, baby girl? Went down for a minute. Dad's kind of going to get up and use the bathroom. Stop down. So that's where this road leads. I guess that's why she said it's suicide. I mean, this did lead us out in the middle of nowhere.
Here they come.
God dang it.
Can we do that again?
Corporate technician. So did somebody survive from that ship? Is that what happened? That's why that guy's there? Raptidons. Here's the crash. Ugh. MSI soldier. Plasma cutter gold. Okay. Great acid bass. I bet the damn heater came on and that's why it did it. Alright, I'll be right back. Sorry about this. I'm gonna... taking a break. Here, let's mute this for a second. Oh, that lasted. Her going outside lasted 2 seconds. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, that didn't last. You didn't. I know you didn't use the bathroom, dog. There wasn't any chance of that. I put Chunksy outside, trying to make her go out, but it's cold and rainy. Like, and sorry about that a minute ago. What happened was as bad as this sounds, the heater kicked on for the first time. And every time the heater kicks on when it hadn't been on a while, that carbon monoxide detector goes off. And then it kind of just softens out a little bit after that. But it's an inevitability every time, just because of the sudden wave of the heater.
Go on ahead, Captain. I'm not keen on ships, even when they're in the best of shape.
I'll keep an eye out. Go on ahead, boss.
Alright, good enough. Apparently I don't have the gunship captain's key. Alright. Gotcha. Averaged among the crew. God, this thing is this world is so terrible. Where you at, Chauncey? Come here. CE's saying something about spare regulator bypass, something. Chikusho, I'm turning this thing toward the groundbreaker, firing up the engines and retiring. Better to be arrested than lose power and drift out into space. I just hope this old bird can handle one last trip. How in this law-forsaken colony is it impossible to requisition parts? My chief engineer is barking at me to order yet another damn thing, and I can't even get a response from corporate. Another day, another ship lands on Terra 1, and we can't shoot them down. That makes... I've lost count. What's the point of being out here if we can't get some backup?
Hello. My name's Jen. I'm the chief engineer on this gunship, and I'd like to let the record show that our captain is a total fucking hullhead. I told him again and again that without fixing our regulators, spinning up the engines are going to blow through our coils and we'll go flying off in a completely random direction. Well, here we are. Thinking we'll hit soil in about 30 seconds. Hello, my name is Jen. I'm the chief engineer on this gunship, and I'd like to let the record show that our captain is a total fucking hullhead. I told him again and again that without fixing our regulators, spinning up the engines are going to blow through our coils and we'll go flying off in a completely random direction. Well, here we are. Thinking we'll hit soil in about 30 seconds. This is your chief engineer signing off for what is probably the last time. It's a shame you can't see this middle finger I'm holding up, because I'm doing it as hard as I can.
Oh, that's funny, but depressing at the same time. Oh, because apparently they all died during the wreck. Which is bad, but, funny for our matters. It's alright. This is confusing. Ooh, this is disorienting the shit out of me. Taker's targeting module.
the intrepid crew of the Unreliable brave the wilds of Monarch. On today's episode of, still working on the title.
Yeah?
I bet you'll like Rebecca. What's up?
Alright. So is there anything else worth checking out here?
Take him down!
Work! Damn, but we're good.
Yeah, it doesn't look pleasant. Ah. Maybe I can get away without killing that thing, not having to fight that thing. In some cases here, I consider discretion the better part of, indeed the better part of valor. So I'm not ready to turn either of that over to Graham and them yet, because there was a thing before. Okay, good. Y'all took care of them. Looks like Marauders had a last stand here. Come here, baby girl. You gonna come back up? That's something I'm capable of getting to? Come here, Chunksy. Come here. What are you doing, baby girl? Yeah, if that shit I don't have to fight, I don't want to fight it. I'm curious what the hell this thing is, though. I don't see a vending machine. There's one. A little bit of stuff. Is this just nothing? Seems rather surprising, but
Nicely done.
this is a lot of random ammo and shit. Oh wow, that takes 150.
Cobra Kai, Cobra Kai,
Cobra
Kai.
Hey Dan, what's up? I started watching it, or not the new season, but I got to get caught back up. I got to go through it again, the whole thing again.
Dude,
I've heard it's incredible. I've heard this is the best season yet.
Dude,
yeah.
If you haven't watched Karate Kid 3 in a while, you probably should.
So I've heard that dude's in it. So, but yeah, I heard that like he actually is like part of the best thing of the whole.
He absolutely is.
Yeah, I cannot remember his name to save my life, but yeah, I'm gonna have
Silva.
to. Silva, yeah. I need to find a way. Is it on? What is Karate Kid 3 on? Like, is there anything that the Karate Kids are on right now?
I don't know, but I mean, I have them all anyway.
I mean, I can get it if I don't have it on an immediate streaming service. That's not really an issue, but
I mean, that's such a bad movie, but
I don't remember it being very good. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
It's not good, but it's so fun. Dude, there is a... I don't think it qualifies as a spoiler, but there is a scene where Johnny and Daniel are wearing their gis.
Oh, like their original ones? Oh, shit.
Well, Daniel's wearing a white one, and Johnny is wearing a red one. And they look just like Ryu and Ken.
Oh, that's cool. That is really cool. Yeah, I can dig that. Can I fast travel?
Cobra Kai. Cobra
Oh, dude,
Kai.
Just don't get me wrong. I'm dying. Like, it's one I'm definitely.
I'm just saying, you'll not be disappointed.
Oh no, I believe it wholeheartedly. Like it's like I said, I'm going. There's a reason I'm going back to the series again, just because it's been a while. Oh man, season 1 is just as good as I remembered it being too. Like just the way it hits, like reintroducing Johnny to you for the first time, and like getting just. I forgot like how well they did everything, like how well they're setting up all the characters and like how they meet each other.
Up all the through lines, and you just get the way that they handle Johnny and Daniel together is just so fucking good. It's like, this show. Why is this show has no reason to be this good?
No, that's the best way I can think to put it. Is there is no logical reason for that show to be as good as it is.
And also, it's complete and utter schlock, and I love it.
Oh yeah.
But also,
but it's schlock in a good way.
It's schlock in a good way, but also they still manage to address serious things in it, and I think it's the schlock helps you accept the serious things a little more.
I think so. Yeah, I could see what you're saying. It's like
because really the show is just about a cycle of abuse between people who have shitty father figures. And people trying to break that cycle of abuse and succeeding and failing at various ways of doing it.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Can I put both of these on there? Oh, I can. That's gonna be some good damn armor then. Yeah, no, that's exactly it, because that to me is the craziest part of what kind of Johnny and ultimately that the two of them end up realizing about each other is that they're
not too different, you and I.
No, they realize how much they have in how much they really have in common. That's the craziest thing is when you see that for the first time. Because they think that they're both of them in their own heads think that they're so different. And then they realize, like, oh shit, like...
And they also keep thinking my way is always the correct way, and they have a really hard time asking for help, and... Oh, God. So goddamn good.
It really is.
And also, we won't have to wait as long for Season 5, because I think they filmed 4 and 5 together.
So this isn't the last season. See, I had it in my head that this was the last season. So they are doing
they've got at least a Season 5 coming.
Okay.
Maybe a Season 6? We don't know. But at least we know Season 5 is... Hopefully we're going to get it. We won't have to wait like a whole nother year for it.
It's really... So yeah, that's... See, that's what I was hoping. I was hoping like the way they've set it up. It's like this seemed a little abrupt for the last... to be the last season, but it's hard. That's hard to say. Bonus.
Once you, like I said, I'll be mum, but once you watch it, you will understand just how. God, it's so fucking good.
Fine, I'll pay you back
I think you'll agree with me though that.
Nice one.
There's one, in a show that has a bazillion characters that it tries to juggle all the fucking time. There's one character that is just a complete and utter charisma sink. and that's Robbie.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he gets his arc that he gets in season 4 is a good arc, but like except for the last episode, every minute he's on screen is just. I mean, it's A, the actor, and B, the character. It's just a complete and utter void of charisma. Like you just. Ugh.
I'm not sure the actor's so bad as I'm just not sure that he's given much to work with. It's like because the problem with Robbie is they set Robbie up to be the foil. Like he's that guy that always makes the worst decision. I mean, he has a lot of to be fair, he has a lot of bad shit happen to him. Like he's got a rough life, and you know everybody that's supposed to be there for him lets him down, and that's. You know, and that's an unfortunate like reality of that happens sometime. But like it's frustrating, you know, like it's very frustrating when you do that because
I think his story in season 4 is good. It's just every time I see him on screen, it's like he's a brick wall or something.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think that's the way they write him because the way they write him is he has to make they have it to where he has to make the bad decision every time. And I don't really know why they do that, but he makes he reacts in the worst way and he makes the worst decision in one because they want him to do that. They want him to be that foil character. And I'm like, you're not helping this guy. You know, you're not making this a likable character. You're like, oh, come on, like, be reasonable.
I mean, I don't think we're supposed to like Robbie, but it's a case where you need to have sympathy for him, and sometimes it's really hard to have sympathy for this kid.
And that's what I'm saying that's because of the way they write him, because he does the stupidest, most dumbass thing every opportunity that they give him. It's like, when you make a guy make the worst possible decision at every turn, you know, it tends to get on your nerves.
It does.
Yeah,
whereas I think they do have a lot of plates that they juggle in this season.
Yeah.
And I think for the most part, all the characters that are in there, like they even managed to do something I think pretty decent with Anthony, you know, who Daniel's fail son. And,
right.
You know, whereas in the previous seasons, he's just kind of around to crack wise. They actually give him something to do this season. And I mean, his character definitely, it definitely comes along a bit. Whereas, you know, I think, well, let me rephrase it. The plot that they gave him, I think, was very realistic for his situation.
Yeah.
So I believe, you know, he will hopefully have another, you know, a good role in season 5. But they managed to juggle like Samantha and Tori and Hawk, you know, those guys. I think they all worked out for the most part. And I think they did a good job with, you know, because at the end of season 3, they show Johnny and Daniel, you know, saying, okay, we're going to work together. You know, and then that raises the logical question of how well do these guys work together? And you get to see, you know, the ups and downs of how they work together. And it's on both sides, it's just a very interesting watch on how there are, at least between them, there are no good guys and no bad guys. They're just people who make decisions, and then we have to see the consequences of those decisions. The only real bad guys in the show are Kreese and obviously Terry Silver.
Right, Terry Silver. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of. Yeah, that's the name. Yeah, like, and Kreese is so good. Like,
the way he judos, like he logic judos everybody in season 3.
He does. Martin Cove. Martin Cove is so great. Like, he is. And you can tell he's loving that every second of it. You know, it's like...
The dude is 74 and
does not look like it.
A, he doesn't look like it, and B, he still looks like he could kick your ass.
Infamous Amber Heights.
Absolutely, yes. That's the whole thing, is he manages to still be like a big deal, you know, like you're totally believable.
But you can tell that he uses his, you know, his old guy, you know, he knows that he's lost a step, but he makes up for it by the fact that he may have lost a step in his speed, but he is still a thinker. You know, he knows how to work people, and that is just what is so fucking terrifying about him.
That guile he has, he's just improved. The thing is, the guile is he's just improved on it. I'm like, but I mean, that, that's the whole thing is like Johnny. Johnny's the protagonist of the whole thing. Like Johnny, like they do, and for a lot of it, Johnny's the protagonist, and for season 1 and 2, Daniel's the antagonist. Daniel's the asshole because he's floundering without Miyagi, and he thinks everything's right, but he can't let the past go. And what leading up into 4 is when they finally, and it takes Allie to do that to him, but they finally get out of their. I still have that taking a break thing up. Allie finally gets it out of their head that, hey, y'all aren't that different, and y'all need to work together. Y'all need to figure this. Y'all need to do it. Like,
and that doesn't mean they're immediately going to be friends.
No,
but, they that's what's so good about season 4 is that everything just isn't immediately hunky dory. Like, that's what they seem to do with this show, is that they know that people don't change on a dime.
Right.
But people do have the capacity to change.
And that's the thing it does so. That's the thing it does so well, is that understanding that when that scene when they're in the car together and and like whatever it is, Journey comes on and that's the first time they really do it, and they're both like, hey, you like this stuff? But that one where they're like eating dinner, or like where they having that conversation and they have these preconceived notions of each other and they realize that they're not. They grew up the exact same way. That's what it takes him forever to get over himself and realize it. But Daniel says that Johnny's me if I'd had a bad mentor, if I hadn't have met Miyagi, he's me. Because he almost does that with Terry Silver. He does Cobra Kai. And
the interesting thing is that Daniel, even in the early movies, Daniel always had, and Johnny both always have this kind of aggression.
Mm-hmm.
And how they deal with that aggression is like what reflects in their characters. And like they both have healthy and unhealthy ways of dealing with it.
Absolutely.
And they go into that even further in season 4. And the problem is that, the other downside of the show is that it does have its soap opera kind of tendencies at times, which,
But that's fine. The whole point of it...
You just have to accept that as part of the working structure of the show.
What's really amazing is that they manage to get the depth they do out of what's intended to be the soap opera-ness. It's like, it's intended to be that surface level, but they manage to wring... Because those movies are that way. And that's why the show works, because it feels honest to those movies. Like, it feels the way they're supposed to feel. And it's like, it's so rewarding to see that and that done well. That's why I know some people are lukewarm about it, but that's why I rave about Ghostbusters. It's like, I thought Ghostbusters did that well. I thought it did all those respectful callbacks to the original. Like, it does it. They don't overwhelm the movie. The movie's fine without those, but there's all these subtle touches, and it's a decent, entertaining movie without all of that. Like, the actors are really good. The McKenna Grace girl she just carries the whole movie. Like, she's so charming. The Egon's granddaughter, and even like all of them do that. And honestly, whoever did it, it's Ivan Reitman. It's Jason Reitman, so of course. But they understood what made those first 2 movies so well. It's so good, and did the callback to them with the humor, with the subtle music. Everything in it is really good, and that's what Cobra Kai does. It does all those throwbacks to it. It does the cinematography in it, the music in it. The references they do when Johnny tells is like, what the crap is that on your ringtone? Go listen to some Guns N' Roses or something and get a real ringtone. And he does. Miguel, he absolutely does. He's like, man, this is awesome. Like, why did I never listen to that before? It's like, and like it's not all good. Like, some of his stuff's misguided, but like that's the thing. Johnny doesn't know. Johnny doesn't know how to be a good guy. He's trying so hard, but he doesn't know how to do it. And Daniel does, but he's just kind of lost that, and like he doesn't know how to go without Miyagi, and that's why I like season 3 so much, you know, all the callbacks to Karate Kid 2, and like him kind of him realizing who he is and who he was supposed to be. You know, like learning about Miyagi and, you know, how Miyagi hid the illness and all that. And it's God, I could go on for it for hours.
Yep.
It's so good.
I just wanted to, because
Captain,
I just finished up
we should
season
chat.
4 this morning, and it's like
Graham's got the right idea.
You
But he
gotta
isn't the
watch
right
it,
guy to
man.
execute it.
You gotta
I
do
don't
it.
even think he's motivated by philosophism anymore.
You gotta catch up.
I think he's just.
I will. I'm
guilt-ridden.
absolutely going to. Yeah, she's still
I'm
talking. I
even
didn't think it
saying
would
this, but
go ahead and do this dialogue.
I keep going over and over it in my head, and the only way I see
Anyway,
the iconic
I just wanted to
surviving
go.
is.
Oh, I'm
Carry
glad
on
you
with
did.
Carry on with your outer wilding.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this for another 30 minutes or an hour or so. Then I'm gonna go ahead and go to bed. Like I'm really enjoying it. This is a really fun game, and it's actually kind of fun to stream because I can get good reactions out of it. Like there's some crazy shit happened when I did last. I wish I'd streamed it last night now, because there's some crazy shit happened in it that would have been hilarious to see on stream. But I was watching football and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to watch the football games, and I wanted to play this, and I didn't want all that on stream. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I was glad I did.
know
I
what you
watched
mean,
all the
Vern.
bowl. Yeah, I watched all the bowl games yesterday, and I was happy that I did. So, hey, what do we have on the schedule for this week? I forgot.
Wednesday is you need to get your Genesis emulator set up because it's Buttface's birthday food.gen.
Is it possible to do it off RetroArch?
Yes, RetroArch can do Genesis.
Okay, so maybe I'll just do it off RetroArch and do it that way, because I have no idea what to use as a Genesis emulator. Like, I just don't know anything about them. I've never used one. But if RetroArch will do it, I should be able to work it.
RetroArch will do pretty much anything.
Okay, so I'll plan on doing it that one, and then, because I can just load the ROM up straight up without having to know what it is. You know I'm going to hate whatever he's going to have us play. This is going to be bad. I don't know what he's playing, but this is going to be bad.
I'm not a Genesis person, so I'm looking forward to whatever comedy may happen.
It's going to be interesting anyway. And so then Thursday... Oh, I got to get ready for the tournament too. That's right. I know what flag set I'm going to use, but I haven't put the thing in. So I'll do that this week. I'll get the flag set in and all that and get it set up. And give y'all give everybody a couple practice seeds if they want to run it for the Z1R. But I know what I'm going to run. I just haven't done it yet. I'm going to ease this into full rando.
Yep.
I need to do at least one test one probably off camera with it, just so y'all don't know what it is. It's like, but yeah, I think it'll go over well. I think it'll be fun. It might make for a little bit longer runs, but I think we'll enjoy it.
Very well. Anyway, have a good night.
All right, you too, Dan. Thanks for popping in.
See ya.
Yeah. Hell, most of our people listen to me already. Take Stellar Bay. Lick our wounds. Eventually, figure out how the hell we're going to spread the word to the rest of the colony. Sometimes, you gotta do what's best for someone, even if they think you're wrong. Even if it's painful. When we're in Stellar Bay, they'll come around. I'm going to confront him. Can I count on your support? Okay. Deep breaths. This is what's best, Sora. Time to save Monarch.
Okay, I need to load that before I do that one, because I want to see how this plays out, but I don't think this is the direction I'm going to go. I didn't realize that was going to be it. I should have done a safety save. Okay. Alright, let's try this again.
Captain, we should chat. Graham's got the right idea, but he isn't the right guy to execute it. I don't even think he's motivated by philosophism anymore. I think he's just guilt-ridden. I can't believe I'm even saying this, but I keep going over and over.
I'm not going
in
to
my
side
head,
with them
and
on it. I'm going to side with...
the only way I see the iconoclast surviving is...
I'm going to give it to Sanjar.
depose him. Okay. Deep breaths. This is what's best, Sora. Time to save Monarch.
I want to play this out at least and see how it...
Captain, you must be back with the access codes to our new ship.
Graham, we need to talk.
We have work to do. This isn't the time for one of our spats. Stand down. I'm afraid I don't understand, Captain.
You're running the Iconoclast into the ground, and I don't believe it'll get better after we take Stellar Bay. The troops take orders from me already, and you've brought me as far as you can down the Eternal Path. It's time to step down.
The troops? Listen to you. This isn't an army. They aren't soldiers. They're believers. Followers. They pick up a gun because you tell them to.
You're the
not
one
because
that let
they
everybody
want
murder people, including apparently
And
your
you,
family.
Captain, after all you've done for me, for us, you throw behind this mutinous blasphemer? I built this movement from the ground up. I've brought freedom to Monarch, and all these years later, we're still free.
I joined because I believed that you were in it for the Iconoclasts. That you wanted nothing more than to bring freedom to Halcyon. That you were selfless. But I know the truth now, Graham. I know what happened in Amber Heights. You didn't start this movement because you wanted to save us. You wanted to save yourself.
No. I've spent years atoning for my sins. I've studied, meditated, taught. I built the Iconoclasts so that any man could cast away his past for a fresh start.
That's your answer, Graham? You needed a fresh start?
I still don't understand
After
why he
all
did
those
it.
innocent
Like, that's
lives?
the only thing. It hasn't given me
I'm
any...
sorry. I believed in you once. I did. But it's over. Stand down.
I won't. What happened back then was a mistake, and the colony has moved on. This is my movement. These are my people. If you want to lead them, you'll have to kill me.
Please. Don't make me do this, Graham.
If this is where my path ends, I accept it. But as long as I draw breath, I will not abandon them.
So be it.
Looks like we're doing this. Can we do that again?
The board reputation increased?
Well, Captain, here we are. Killed a lot of people in the name of the Iconoclasts, and it never feels right. But this time it's...
Keep wanting to try to, reconcile them, but apparently there's not.
Void held me. I'll never remember what that thing is called. The device from the ship. Do you have it? I've thought about it, but I think we're too far gone. Pulling Carlotta's support was crossing a line. You know, Captain, I never thought about that. Maybe he could be taught the eternal truth. Spread the message from within the corporations. All right. If he's willing to talk, I'll give him a chance.
Huh. So I know I can do that. I wonder... Let's just do some experimenting here. Let's say if we don't side. Let's see what happens if we don't side with her.
Captain, we should chat. Graham's got the right idea, but he isn't the right guy to execute it. I don't even think he's motivated by philosophism anymore. I think he's just guilt-ridden. I can't believe I'm even saying this, but I keep going over and over it in my head, and the only way I see the Iconoclast surviving is we depose him. It has to happen.
for the worse. I get him now. His guilt is so heavy that he's seeking absolution through philosophism. It's become an obsession. But it isn't going to come. And in the meantime, our people need a real leader. Damn it, Captain. Thought you and I were starting to see eye to eye. I get it. This is a tough decision. I won't act without you. But we're out of time. Once you give us that targeting module, I gotta prepare to march.
Alright.
The gunship. Have you secured its targeting module? When I founded the Iconoclasts, I did so amidst the ghosts of this planet's past. Since then, many have asked me, why here? Were you involved in the massacre?
This is
Was
what I'm
that
wanting
some
to know.
gruesome plot to clear a path for my dreams? My response to you is the same as to all others. The death of MSI was an incidental tragedy. I'd have walked this path with or
It's easy to
without
say
it.
in retrospect.
I did no such thing. Their deaths came in the night while I slept in Stellar Bay. And regardless, we're discussing a
You're
past
fucked
long
up.
since left behind. Those ghosts still haunt me. But they needn't curse my people. When the entire colony has embraced our truth, perhaps then the perpetrator
are
will come into the
insane.
light. Until then, it does us no good to dwell on past mistakes.
You're equivocating.
If I were the type of man to make that decision, and I assure you I am not, I'd have to be so obsessed with dismantling their regime that I'd turn to desperate measures. I have since learned that their mistakes will end them in time and that we will persevere where they do not. But back then, suffocating under that oppressive culture, I can
You've
understand
got a whole
lesser
entire
man than
psychological
myself
break.
making a terrible, ghastly mistake. Would you prefer I spend my days wallowing in misery and desperately seeking forgiveness for sins long past? I have people to lead, a home to keep. Here, without the shackles of the Halcyon Board, we are free to grow as the universe intended. Had we fled with MSI, our spirits would have withered. You've seen that withering yourself. The colony is dying. The massacre of Amber Heights, unfortunate as it was, presented the slim possibility of saving the souls of Terra 2.
You're literally justifying the
are,
fact that you
poised
murdered all
to
those
do
people.
just
You've
that.
made a break in saying that it was somebody else.
Free will is a double-edged sword, Captain. The universe judges us all. Whether your choices are helpful or
This is
harmful to the
ridiculous.
cosmos is not up to you. Those executives were found to be poisonous to the spirit of humanity. They were doomed, whether by the hands of
Deciding by
man or
you?
beast. Their time was coming to an end. And here I am, a paragon of the eternal truth, leading a society of like-minded people. The universe has found me worthy, despite whatever sins
you were
believe
insane.
I've committed. Let us speak no more of this, Captain. We have a message to spread and a colony to save. The gunship. Have you secured its targeting module? Mount its guns to our walls or the walls of Stellar Bay. The board is coming, Captain, and these weapons will defend us from their blasphemies. Why wouldn't they? As we speak, our message assaults their populace through their favorite entertainment mediums. Surely their retaliation will come soon. All right. The gunship. Have you secured its targeting module?
I don't care about all that.
At last. Now we must secure the Stellar Bay landing pad. We will fortify the city against the board's assault.
Those MSI stiffs won't know what hit him. I mean, they will, because it's going to be me with a tossball stick.
And you, Captain, are you prepared? No. Our hearts have long since closed to one another. He is blinded by his love for bureaucracy.
All right.
Time is of the essence, Captain. Be swift with your decision.
So he won't. He is insane, and he won't do it. Fair enough. All right. Well, then I'm happy with siding with her, because he has literally rendered himself insane.
Captain.
So this is going to be the way to do it, I think.
Graham's got the right idea, but he isn't the right guy to execute it. I don't even think he's motivated by philosophism anymore. I think he's just guilt-ridden. I can't believe I'm even saying this, but I keep going over and over it in my head, and the only way I see the Iconoclast surviving is we depose him. Okay. Deep breaths. This is what's best, Zora. Time to save Monarch.
Alright, we gotta do this again.
Captain, you must be back with the access codes to our new ship.
Graham, we need to talk.
We have work to do. This isn't the time for one of our spats. What? Zora?
You're running the Iconoclast into the ground, and I don't believe it'll get better after we take Stellar Bay. The troops take orders from me already, and you've brought me as far as you can down the Eternal Path. It's time to step down.
The troops? Listen to you. This isn't an army. They aren't soldiers. They're believers. Followers. They pick up a gun because you tell them to, not because they want to.
You're batshit insane.
And you, Captain, after all you've done for me, for us, you throw behind this mutinous blasphemer? I can and shall. All I've done for my people. And look at where that path has led me. I built this movement from the ground up. I've brought freedom to Monarch, and all these years.
Yeah, you did it
later,
at the
we're
expense
still free.
of hundreds of
I
lives.
joined because I believed that you were in it for the Iconoclasts. That you wanted nothing more than to bring freedom to Halcyon. That you were selfless. But I know the truth now, Graham. I know what happened in Amber Heights. You didn't start this movement because you wanted to save us. You wanted to save yourself.
No. I escaped the corruption of the endless cycle of corporate greed. Yes, I ran from that. But now I'm ready to face it once more.
After you murdered all those people.
I've spent years atoning for my sins. I've studied, meditated, taught. I built the Iconoclasts so that any man could cast away his past for a fresh start.
Because you had to, because you can't
That's
live
your
with what
answer,
you
Graham?
did.
You needed a fresh start? After all those innocent lives? I'm sorry. I believed in you once. I did. But it's over. Stand down.
I won't. What happened back then was a mistake, and the colony has moved on. This is my movement. These are my people. If you want to lead them, you'll have to kill me.
Please. Don't make me do this, Graham.
If this is where my path ends, I accept it. But as long as I draw breath, I will not abandon them.
So be it.
Here they come!
Everyone all right?
Well, Captain, here we are. Killed a lot of people in the name of the Iconoclasts, and it never feels right. But this time it's
Especially wrong.
You've got the... Void held me. I'll never remember what that thing is called. The device from the ship. Do you have it? I've thought about it, but I think we're too far gone. Pulling Carlotta's support was crossing a line. You know, Captain, I never thought about that. Maybe he could be taught the eternal truth. Spread the message from within the corporations. All right. If he's willing to talk, I'll give him a chance.
Yeah, I think that's literally the best. Gonna be the best option. Wonder how much I lost with them. Oh, just a little bit. I mean, dude's insane. There's literally nothing else we can do at that point.
Anders can be a creep, but he'll fit in fine. Don't worry. What's up?
Where you at, dude? There you are.
Yeah, boss?
Surprised he doesn't have anything to say about that. He seems pretty keen on philosophism at most of the time.
Must have been nice. Throwing off the shackles of your old job. Taking up the rugged life of a hunter.
Sure, it's... Wait, what?
Board must have forced you to do something until you decided to be a hunter. I was hauling boxes until the boss picked me up.
It's not like I threw off the shackles of some other life. I grew up on Monarch. I've always been a hunter. Anything else would be a waste of my outstanding talents.
I get it. You picked a path for yourself and never looked back. According to the board, what you did was impossible.
The board also claims it's impossible to live on Monarch, yet here I stand. They believe gainful employment necessary to one's survival. I believe the board can kiss my ass.
All right. I think this is the best resolution. I think doing it this way is the best of all possible resolutions. War of Words fizzles. Monarch Stellar Industries. Buster dies with a whimper.
Hey, Nyoka. I got some questions I've been meaning to ask you. About being a hunter and all.
Felix, are you reading off your hand again?
Yep. So, first question. Before you kill your prey, do you ever say any snappy one-liners?
Snappy one-liners? Give me an example.
Like, nothing personal, or maybe, you messed with the wrong hunter.
Animals can't understand language, Felix. Besides, it's always personal. I don't kill them, they'll kill me. It ain't exactly a wholesome business arrangement we've got going on.
Alright. Safety save one more time. Let's see what we can do about this.
If the iconoclasts reach that ship first, there won't be any chance for a peaceful monarch.
I don't suppose you've found the targeting module yet? I've sent patrols, but they're running into trouble with the iconoclasts.
That's surprising. The board's equipment is usually in top shape. After all, they have first access to any fresh parts or components. A conspiracy? You've spent too much time around Graham. Well, because the module controls the weapons systems. Because once we mount them on Stellar Bay's walls, no Marauder or Raptidon will ever be a threat to us again.
Gotta hand it to you, Sanjar. That ain't a bad plan.
It's absolutely foolproof. Stellar Bay will be as secure as any other settlement in Halcyon. The board's own Salvage and Recovery Clause 32B would say differently.
And they won't dare challenge us over this. Not after the data you found on their experiments here.
Fair enough.
Look, Celia, he's being funny again.
I don't think so, sir.
Really? Well, I could have sworn... Well, that's not important. What is important is that there's a considerable distance between us and that ship, and most of it is inhabited by Marauders and Raptidons. Good, because we haven't a moment to lose. They're all mad. And what's more, they left us. I don't see any way for us to work together. Not this again.
Remember what we practiced, sir.
Yes. The words in those reviews were very hurtful, but they do not define me. I am a mantipillar.
This guy's
and
great.
my will is my
This guy's
code.
funny. He's
I can emerge
actually
and become
means well.
whatever I wish. You two?
He has a point, sir. And it's not all bad.
Supposing you're right, who exactly would you have me work with? The iconoclasts are not the most compromising sorts. Oh, how do these things ever start? Once upon a time, Graham and I saw the same problems with MSI. A rigid corporate structure with no regard for its people. But, where I wanted to reform MSI, he only wanted to take it apart. As if starving in the wilderness is somehow better than starving under corporate mismanagement. He wouldn't hear reason, and I doubt any of his successors will either. That's an interesting suggestion. I confess I don't know much about her except that she worked for Rizzo.
There ain't a body on this planet that can keep a group patched up like she has. I don't know how she does it.
I'd be willing to consider it, but I need to see her review first. Excellent. Her review would be in the Rizzo offices in Cascadia. Bring it to me, and I'll see if she's qualified.
Really? Oh, now that's funny. All right. Well, we're going into the offices now. I mean, if he's willing to listen to reason.
I overheard you listening to Tossball. You a fan?
Am I a fan, she asks. I've been a fan since the Rangers won the Tripicale crown.
Right. Explain something to me. What the hell is the point of the six-pack?
Oh, it's easy. See, the six-pack protects the fourth back from the eighth back. You want to think of the six-pack as your 12th line of defense, yeah? Unless, and this is important, the game's in the third half. In that case, a good six-pack knows how to pivot toward defense in case the other team runs the field.
I'm even more confused now. I'm just gonna turn my brain off.
Right? Right, hit! Get it off! Get it off!
What is Sathino? I mean, it's a Sathino is a Gorgon.
Oh, that's the last of him!
I feel like that was named. That had a name for a reason, though.
Where were we? I'm even more confused now. I'm just gonna turn my brain off and try to enjoy it.
Also the slogan of the Anti-Cleo Darlings. Hey, I remember Cascadia from that one episode of Terror on Monarch. Crawling with monsters it was.
I mean, you saw what just happened, so. Just saying. Wait. So how the hell do I get out of here then? Do I gotta go like down and around? Huh, never open to this. Curious. Do. I'm getting really tired of killing raptidons. Alright, well there's a workbench for future reference. Super Scope 2000. That's a good one. I don't know if I want to spend that much on it though. With my luck, I may actually have one of those. And I can't put it on this rifle anyway. Which, you know, kind of defeats the purpose of having it in the first place. Alright. Well, I'm confused. How the hell did I get to the landing pad in the first place then? If there's no way around to it. Apparently I didn't explore any of this part. Riot control armor gold. Slap. Vermin. Okay. Unauthorized consult your Rizzo employee handbook for the funding, it says. Still Something stinks about these evac prep procedures. I know the Taros were expensive, but shipping them out of here isn't going to be easy. Even the hunters are recommending we let them loose outside the gates. I don't get why we're taking them with us anyway. Someone at the chain must really believe in the project. Copy my meeting notes to the posterity. Still can't shake this feeling that they're hiding something. Called the meeting to discuss preparations for our imminent departure. I'm not going to read this completely. Okay. We're fucked. Shuttle landed on the pad. We started moving tarot cages. Some of them broke. Birds everywhere. Talons everywhere. Even the clipped ones. Turns out they can run. Who knew? Then the rats got in. I don't know how. Must be a hole in the wall somewhere. Maybe they can dig. Fuck. They were all over the taros at first, and then some there in the other upper management were already on the shuttle. Raps got near the pad. Someone panicked. They left us. Void take their black hearts. They left us. Got a few homes stabilized, but isn't going to last. Raps everywhere. They caught scent of what's in the bottling plant, and now they're nesting. We need to move. Going to have to book it south across the bridge. Cordon off half the town. I've been trying to hail the corporate, but none of my messages are getting through. I don't think help's coming. Cecil insists corporate wouldn't abandon us, but I saw that shuttle. There was enough room for us and the birds. Someone up there made a decision, and it wasn't for our well-being. Rotten bastards. I make it out of this mess. I'm coming for them. Explains her. Can see why she would have such a disdain for them, because they fucked her, basically. Is that the only way to get to this side of town? I mean, if so, that's fine. I'll go back through that way, but... Looks like it might indeed be. I still don't know what the thing with the taros was, what that project was. This is the only thing I don't like about fast traveling. Is when you have a quest there, it's really hard to get it to let you do it. I really don't want to go through that all the way back through there. I may have to. It may be the direction it's going to go. I don't know. Here. Maybe it wouldn't let me in here before. I think it wouldn't let me in here. It's pickable now, but I think it legitimately would not let me in here. Or maybe I was in here? No, I would have got this ammo. Okay. Bank savings come me a Rapidon. The latest wait. Latest batch gonna knock you out like a noticeable sulfur. The north end of southbound Woolly Cow. Failure to volunteer for voluntary overtime. Yeah, Rizzo, yeah.
Gotta find you. Taking fire. Got him, boss. Yeah. Now that was fun.
I mean, we killed him pretty fast. Get me wrong. I'm betting it wouldn't let me in here before. Yeah, because I haven't read any of this. What the hell even is Project Tarot? Two-thirds of the available space. You know me, I love subcommittees. And everybody in here is pieces of shit. Like, oh god, this is... God, these people are so terrible. Like on a whole nother level of horrible human beings. Ah, didn't mean to do the purple berry. I guess purple berry must be Rizzo's big thing. Zora is a top-notch sawbones with a good head for working. She knows how to assimilate large amounts of detailed information to make quick decisions. Her competence and decisiveness have allowed her to restore more than a few limbs and digits lost to carelessness around the machinery. Recommend for Employee of the Month. Cecil's enthusiasm for Rizzo's product is unmatched. He displays an impressive knowledge of company products. He's exactly the kind of worker we need to keep at our storefronts. Do not promote beyond store man. Article brought to you by enter company name here, enter company name here, enter slogan here. Alright. Seemed like a lot of effort for not that much gain, but it is what it is. Is that what Sandar wants? It's what he gets. What does that mean? Vendor vending machine. Oh, I gotcha.
So tell me, what do you eat when you're out exploring? It's trail rations, right?
No. That stuff will turn your stomach purple.
God, we could have had all that time you could have asked her that. Now I gotta listen to it.
Trail rations. Rizzo's makes it with extra sissy bits.
You ought to try something without so many additives. Something pure. Vodka comes to mind.
I mean, pure turpentine, but yeah.
Any luck bringing the iconoclast to the bargaining table? I don't like the idea that they'll be trying for that module while we delay. Very well. I can't promise anything, but let's see what we have here. Well, it seems like she's actually very qualified.
If it weren't for her, I'd wager the iconoclast would have died off a while ago.
All right. I'll have Celia organize a meeting in neutral territory, the old OSI church in the ruins. Meet us there, and we'll discuss terms.
Cool.
Huh?
Oh, I know where that is. Oh, do I want to go ahead and do that? Yeah, why not? Let's see what we can do. This is a good party for that. We get a lot of dialogue skills. Slices, dices, Cotterite.
Always wanted to visit Stellar Bay. Taking the sights, the sounds. Wait, what's that smell?
You'll get used to it.
10
Give
to
it 10 to
15 years.
Hey, thanks for coming.
I wish I'd had more time to prepare a proper analysis on the costs and benefits of your proposed union, but I suppose we'll have to improvise.
Gotta admit, I really thought I was walking into a trap here. I'm ready.
If it were, I wouldn't be standing here all vulnerable like.
Sanjar, Stellar Bay's got food and walls. And my people need both. If you'll have us, we're willing to share the space.
Do you have any idea what that would cost? Why, drawing up the budget alone is going to take weeks.
Not good enough. I need to move a fair amount of my people into the city. We need shelter, Captain. Suppose some of our healthier folk could offer aid. Some of us need to stay in the city proper, though.
Well, I'll be damned. If you two can work together, maybe there's some hope for this place after all.
Truly, a compromise? I'm not sure I'd ever have heard as much from Graham.
No, you would not have.
Graham was a murderous fiend, and I'd be shocked if you didn't already know that. His friend? Are you fucking kidding me, Captain? I've been standing with Graham for the better part of a decade, while this paperclip cowboy sat behind his walls.
This feels like one of those times when everyone at headquarters but me is laughing at something, but you two aren't laughing.
Amber Heights, you haulhead. 10 years ago, Graham had all those people killed.
What? That's not possible. Even for him, that's going too far.
No, it happened.
But that means I had no idea, I swear. Look, we were both fed up with corporate leadership, but I never guessed he'd do something like that.
Mr. Nandi says he don't know a thing. I say we take his word for it.
No, that's not him. That's not Senator.
You can't take bureaucrats at their word. You back someone into a corner like this, and they'll say anything to get out of it.
Very well. I suppose my ignorance is no excuse. I knew Graham for years. I should have done my due diligence and known exactly who I was working with. Surely you know what that's like.
Yeah, I do. Okay, if you're willing to house and supply some of us, I'll have our more capable soldiers help out.
As am I. Oh, I can feel my blood pressure lowering already.
Thanks for coming out, Sanjar. I, guess I'll see you at Stellar Bay.
Gotta be honest, Captain. Never thought I'd see the day. You've done a good thing for Monarch here. What's up?
Yeah, boss?
That went surprisingly easier than I thought it would. So then we have that one in Radio Free Monarch. Alright, well. That's a good time as any to stop then, I guess. That's... Wow, that went much easier than I expected it to. So it said I have that. What's... Yeah, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter anything. Fine with that one. That was a good weakness to take. Somehow I have good with the board. How is... It says like negotiators added, but I don't see anything. Okay. Oh, okay, that's what soft speaker was. Thought it gave me. This is the big stick that the soft speaker carries. Alright, well, let's go ahead and save, and that's as good a time as any to quit for the night, I guess. And that leaves us with only a couple things left. This was definitely for the best. Alright, well, anybody that's still around, I thank you so much. Dan hopped in chat with us while Party Boy was around. Thank you all so much for hanging out. We appreciate every one of you. I might be back doing this tomorrow. I don't know, probably. I'm enjoying this a lot, so I don't mind doing it. But if I'm around tomorrow, then so be it. And then next, make sure I won't be Tuesday, but then make sure you check us out Wednesday and Thursday for Let's Racing Time. So y'all have a wonderful night.